I'm Dean Nixon, co-creator and co-founder of Turning Leaf Wellness Center and Value-Based Living. I want to take a minute and talk about the body-mind connection and how important it is for us to be able to control our thoughts and choose how we perceive ourselves. I spend a lot of time in seminars and workshops talking a lot about the power of changing the way that we see ourselves. So many times in our lives we become very one-dimensional or two-dimensional in how we see ourselves. We find ourselves being on autopilot and functioning a certain way or a specific way, even in the relationships that we have with family members, loved ones, spouses, co-employees, employees. What winds up happening is when we become one or two-dimensional, we become locked into this one way of seeing ourselves, a lot of times we start to look outside of ourselves to determine what we should be or who we should be, rather than looking inward and seeing ourselves in different ways. The mind is a very powerful tool. It shapes the way our body is and the way that it responds. A lot of times we think negative thoughts about ourselves and our body will respond. We think about the things that we don't like about our body. We take on stressful pieces of anxiety or things that are bothering us, and they start to affect our bodies in certain areas. Stress and anxiety, for example, will start to affect our digestive system, especially down in the tummy. We'll start to have upsets and we'll start to have issues there. We start to feel anxious or stressed out, and it can start to affect our heart and our cardiovascular area. And we don't understand that a lot of these emotions are connected to the physical symptoms that we're having. We can have headaches, which come from a lot of the overthinking that we do, the stress of trying to resolve or solve problems or to control what other people are thinking or feeling about us. There continues to be a connection between our body and our minds. What I challenge people to do is to do this. Show gratitude and start to think about your body in a gratitude or a grateful way. So many times we don't thank our body for the many functions and things that it does for us every day. So many times our body will respond to things that we may not be aware of. The chemicals we may take into our bodies, or things we may digest or ingest that can cause illness that our body just automatically responds to. If we can start to respond with gratitude towards our body will respond. The way that it's shaped, the way that it feels, the way that it functions. It has a lot to do with our thoughts and the emotional connection that we have from our mind to our body. To find out more about this, you can find us on TurningLeafWellnessCenter.com.